Hi everybody, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Pisces is your general reading for the time between now and the 31st of December. I'm going to draw 6 cards initially. The first 3 cards are for this week and the second 3 cards are from the time up until Christmas week, so the 24th to the 31st of December. Okay, I've already shuffled the cards and meditated, but I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we will get started. I always appreciate your readings, Pisces, because actually they always come through very clearly, okay? This is the card at the base of your reading. Sorry, you can't see these 3, can you? Hang on. Okay. There your clarifiers. Okay, this is the card at the base of your reading, which is the Queen of Wands. I think about the base of the reading or the underlying energy being the overall lesson or focus or energy for you over this next couple of weeks, okay? And it's the Queen of Wands for you. So this is wand energy related to the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, and this is a card of confidence, a card of passion, inspiration, motivation. But with it being Queen, it is passive, okay? So passive is about understanding what's within, our understanding of what that means to you. So where do you find your confidence? You know, what makes you feel confident? What makes you feel good and attractive and strong? This is that energy. This is the questions that this energy of the Queen of Wands is asking you to really focus on over this next couple of weeks until we get to 2019. Okay, so let's have a start with your first card then, my darling. And this is this week, okay? We've got the 7 of Cups. Now, I refer to this card as Mercury retrograde, even though Mercury is no longer retrograde. I refer to this card as very similar energies to Temperance. It's a card of, we call it a card of confusion or a clouded judgment. But it is much more than that with the 7 of Cups. The reason I refer to it as Mercury retrograde is because everyone talks about when Mercury is retrograde, how, you know, things go wrong, technology goes wrong, blah, blah, blah. Now, that is true, but that's not how we experience Mercury retrograde. It's as if when we have these type of energies come in, it's as if there's almost a loss of the way that we used to do things. We forget how we used to do things, and we're invited really to do things in a different way with the 7 of Cups. We can't rely on what we used to know. We can't rely on how we used to feel. We can't rely on what we used to understand a situation to be, what we used to understand our choices should be, and why we made our choices. We can't rely on that anymore with the 7 of Cups. This says, the 7 of Cups, it's about new. It's about thinking in a different way, in a more authentic way. Now, for those of you that have watched the video about the number 7s, if you haven't, check it out. It's in my Key Wisdom playlist, and you'll find the video about the number 7s. And I talk a lot about that card, about the energy of number 7. 7th house, for example, is related to relationships, ruled by Venus, and so there's an element with that of also with the number 7 of understanding our mysteries. So understanding who we are, what our motivations are, why we behave and act and feel the way that we do with the number 7 and with the 7th house. So there's a balance between what we what we know to be real, what we know to be authentic, and the things that we know that aren't real, that don't serve us, that aren't true to who we are. And with the number sevens, we have to try to balance that out. We have to try to find a new equilibrium. It means that you have released things. It means that things have changed for you, Pisces. I can't remember when the sun goes into Capricorn on the 21st, so in a couple of days this week. And this might mean that you've come into realizations of your own. You're coming into clearer, new understanding, new ways of being, new ways of seeing yourself. This is also a card of choices, and there being plenty of choices and plenty of options. But you're not able to make that a decision or an option, take a choice with the number 7 of cups. However, that is because there's things that are different. You're different now, Pisces. So what has happened for you? What has changed for you? Because those things that have changed for you, they are going to challenge you to really think in a different way and to decide things in a different way and go towards things that are different to the things that you usually went for in the past. Okay, so what else have we got for this week? We've got the Knight of Wands. So again, we've got wand energy, fire energy. I mean, the cups energy is related to our emotions. It's your energy. It's related to our internal processes, our intuition, our emotional reactions, our emotional processes. With the fire energy, so the fire is related to the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. And actually, yes, they are a very active energy. It's a very active energy, very expressive. But it's also very spiritual. Is the energy, the fire energy? It's also very spiritual. It's elemental, isn't it? It's what got us here. We need fire. We need water. We need all the elements, obviously. But there's a real want to know, a real want to understand, a real want to go after the things that are of interest to us, that we're passionate about, with the energy of the Knight of Wands. So knights are moving. This energy is moving. It's motivated. It's moving in a direction, as opposed to the Queen, who sits on her throne, understanding how she feels, understanding what she wants. The Knight of Wands is about going after the things that you want. But as we said, we are uncertain maybe of the decisions that this card wants to come out. We are uncertain maybe this week of what directions we do want to go in, but it's only because these are different decisions. We're making different choices now. You're making different choices now, Pisces, because of what you've been through up until this point. Okay, so what you've been through this year, what you've been through over the last, I think, September, October time, man, hard. So I think really we had the judgment of September, and then October came through, and there was things that all of us, every single person, we all had to realize things and change things and adapt things, etc. And maybe for you, this is the first time since October time, that you're actually starting to take action on something that you want. So it might be uncharacteristic of you, Pisces, to go in this direction, but it's because of what you have learnt this year. So it's not based on nothing. It's based on the wisdom of the experiences that you've had this year. Okay, this card's clarifying King of Cups. So this is you, Pisces. Okay, so we've got some strength. Okay, we've got all these people. We've got fire. We've got water. We've got you. We've got these people, and these could represent different people, or these could actually represent, this could just be you, your yin and your yang, Pisces. As above, so below, your sign, those two fish, the fishes. It's as if there is a difference now between, you've gone through actually quite a spiritual change, actually, karmically. Things have shifted for you, Pisces. You are definitely different. You're definitely different, actually. You're really feeling things differently. And it's as if we've got the yin and the yang with the fire and the water. We've got the action, the external action, and we've got the internal emotion. And actually the balance of those two things, that's the Chariot, really. But it's as if those two things are not necessarily fighting against each other, but they are more prevalent. You are more aware now of why you are behaving the way that you are, why you are doing the things that you're doing. You are more aware of the emotional motivations behind the actions that you're taking. If this is related to love specifically for some of you, because it could be, because the King of Cups is about those emotional feelings and acting on our romantic feelings, for example, acting on what we want romantically. I want a drink, but I'll do it in a second. Is the King. So it could be related to taking action on the things that we want to do. If, for example, though, you've always done things in a certain way. So if, for example, in the past, you've always had casual relationships, or you've never really told anybody that you love them, or you've never been the person to make the first move, for example, it could be that now we can't rely on that information anymore, because we feel differently. Maybe you meet someone new and it's a different type of feeling of relationship, a different level of intimacy, and you are wanting to explore it in a different way than you would have ordinarily explored it in the past. So this is really saying this week that there's opportunities to do things differently, to move and take action on the things that ordinarily you wouldn't have, even if you wanted to in the past. Okay, so, and then finally, so some of you it is for love. Okay, I'm glad to see this. So some of you it is for love. Now, one of my viewers asked me, she said, Ruth, how do you know which cards to pick and when? And you might think in a reading like this, it isn't necessary to know, because, the cards are just about the week, and they're not necessarily they're not specifically related to anything. It's just for the energies for the week. But, I like to form the stories when I talk. By the way, I'll make a video about how I choose the cards, because it's way too complicated to explain in your reading. But it does matter. So seemingly, if you look at the progression of this energy that we've had, okay, we've got this Seven of Cups, then you've come out as the King, we've got Knight, King, Knight. So we've got the story is progressing, isn't it? It's becoming clearer for us that actually, I think in a romantic way, for definite, some of you are going to be doing things differently this time, this month, than you've ever really done before, and that you've ever felt confident in doing before. If you're the type of person who always, as I said, I'm not asking someone out, they have to ask me out. But then you've just come across somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I've got to ask this person out. And it's because, of this energy here. And this energy, the Seven of Cups, only comes in because we've already been through the challenge of the number fives. We've already been through challenges to get to make this progress. So for some of you with the Knight of Cups, this is you active. Again, remember, this is your energy. This is you actively moving in a direction. And this is you taking action on moving towards someone that you love, or someone or something that you're passionate about. It could be asking that person out on a date. It could be reaching out, just saying, we've not spoken for a while, how are you doing, an apology, for example. But there's an honesty and an intimacy here, and I think that that's good for you, Pisces, because I know that you've got the tendency to not bottle things up, but to sort of try to deal with things. Even when you're in a relationship with somebody else, you'll very much go through you'll go through your own internal sort of checks before you'll even tell the person that you're in a relationship with, what's going on for you, if that makes sense. I think it does make sense. And actually, things are just different now. You're in a different space in your relationship. You're willing to be in a different space. You're willing to be more open, and it's something that's new to you and potentially makes you feel unsettled or unstable, but it's actually something that you're still going to take action on. And good for you, Pisces, good for you. This might mean I might get a phone call this week. You never know, this month I might get a phone call off of Pisces. I won't go there. Okay, let's look into the next week. So this is the 24th onwards, okay? So Christmas Eve, basically, onwards that week. Wow, we've got the King of Wands. So yeah, I've taken action on what we're passionate about. This is you, as I said, this is you trying to understand. Wow, okay, that just fell out, didn't it? So I picked up 2 and then that was showing. But this is, this is a passive energy. This is the you knowing, understanding within what it is you need, what it is you want, the direction you want to go in, understanding that's what this is. This is actually, the king is actually taking action to move in that direction, to move toward that person, to move into that job. Excuse me. For some of you, whatever it is, this is active. It's something that we're passionate about, we're confident with. You know, if you are asking somebody out, you should feel good about yourself. If you're asking somebody out, if you're accepting an offer, if someone's coming towards you, oh, this is coming up as well. So this is you feeling confident enough to do that, to take action on that. And this is Christmas week, so you know, what a lovely thing to do. You know, if you have got some time to actually, you know, spend and reflect on this reading, what I'm saying. And if there is that person that you think, you know what, I haven't spoken to him for so long, and I haven't spoken to her for so long, and actually, you know, things might not have worked out before, or we might have been, you know, out in the cold, if you will, Five of Pentacles energy. But, you know, it's different now. I'm different now, and let's just, I'm going to take action. I'm going to speak to this person. I'm going to apologize, or I want to be friends again, whatever it is. So there could be potential reconciliations, or at least conversations with people that you definitely have or have had feelings for in the past, Pisces. And it's as if you want to not necessarily rekindle them, but you definitely feel differently now, and you want to start treating that person differently or behaving differently with that person. This is linked to this card. So this is taking me back to September. September was the month of judgment. Now, I mentioned that to you just a while ago, because I feel like it is since September, but you know, there's been a change, a realization. That process has been going on for you. This transformation. Judgment's about realizations. It's about coming into revelations, being exposed to our strengths, our weaknesses, our good points, our bad points, whatever they are. It's about situations arising that show us those things, that help us to come into realizations with judgment. Those things, as I said, for you could have happened in September, but there may have been confusion in the past with a specific person. There might have been confused feelings. You didn't know how to behave, how to act. You liked them, but you didn't know how to deal with it. This is like the past, what we've been experiencing. But it's showing that there's more decisiveness, there's more confidence before the end of the year, okay, for you. Now, also there could be confessions being made. You know, you might be going to someone, and again, we've got active here with, you know, the week before, so it could be that you're going to someone and you're saying, you know what, I'm sorry, you know, I'm and you're making some sort of confession, you know, to that person, or they're making some sort of confession to you. But there definitely is, with judgment, there's no escaping it, which means that this is actually a situation that has arisen already, or that will arise, that means that you have to take some action, or not have to, but encourages you to take that action, okay? And it might be divinely led, divinely inspired. It could be a dream that you have. The King of Wands, I link to dreams as well as the Queen of Wands. You know, having dreams about people, for example, you might, or you know, there could be certain synchronicities that keep happening that remind you of this person or this situation. And actually, those things aren't coincidences. This is actually, you know, the universe saying, reach out to that person, go to speak to that person, like, you know, do it. So if you have that urge, that inkling, that drive to, or you keep getting these messages, if you will, from the universe, you know, in the form of a song or a bird, whatever, act on it. This is saying that you're ready to be more vulnerable. You're ready to be more vulnerable. You're ready to be exposed in your relationship in a way that maybe you haven't been before. And that's a beautiful thing, because that's about growth. That's about your growth. That's about your strength and your confidence in yourself, in who you are, and in your personal power. So good on you, Pisces. Go for it. This is linked to this, so let me put that there so that we can see it in a second. We've got the Eight of Swords. So we are afraid. And I can understand with this card, this is more than fear. Excuse me. I'll just have another drink of water. Hang on. Sorry about that, my darlings. Okay, this is more than fear. You know, the Eight of Swords is really about being stuck in a way of thinking, being stuck in a you're thinking the same things over and over again, and those things that you're thinking are not good for you. Those things that you're thinking are not accurate. Those things that you're thinking are you're thinking those things because you're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to rationalize or reason yourself out of doing something that you actually want to do, that you're being encouraged to do. But not only do you want to do it, not only do you feel ready to do it, and the universe is encouraging you to do it, you are stopping yourself. And that's the thing. You are saying, I'm afraid, or I can't do this, or, you know, the last time this happened, or, and Tiny's here. So we know when Tiny's here in his little jumper, his little cute jumper at Tiny, little pudding. Oh, he's so cute, isn't he? We know when Tiny arrives, though, don't we, that you've got to be listening. So thank you for that, Tiny. So we know that you should be listening to this. If you are afraid to do something, or if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm now exposed, I've told this person how I feel, or I've left a job, I'm now exposed. This is you in your mind. Sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our communication, what we say, what we think, what we allow ourselves to think, you know, how we allow ourselves to communicate with people. And it's scary when, especially for you, because you're such a sensitive, Pisces are naturally intuitive. I think quite a lot more than other signs, actually. Just naturally, you are, because you spend so much time with your emotions. Do you know, I've got a theory about intuition and developing intuition, and and how we develop intuition, and I'm actually going to do a video about it. I've just decided I'll do a video, and I'll do that over the Christmas, so you can watch it in the Key Wisdom playlist. But because you're so naturally attuned to your emotions, you would naturally attune to other people's as well. So you can sort of recognize other people, in other people, what they're experiencing internally. And I think that is, again, when you are exposed, when you are honest with people, and you're showing yourself to them, it can make us feel very vulnerable. And and people like me as well. Oh my word, this is someone from the past. Now, I said to you a second ago, didn't I? I might be getting a phone call. Now, if my Pisces, he's a friend, he's just a friend. And I love him. You know, I truly love this person. He's a beautiful, beautiful person. I love him. We used to work together even before I was a teacher, so that's how long I've known this guy for. And I've not spoken to him because there's nothing, we've not fallen out, but the last time I saw him, maybe do you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. If you're watching and you know who I'm talking to, if you are, just please get in touch with me, because you know I love you. Okay, so this could be someone from your past. Sorry, I'm laughing. This could be someone from your past. So you know that the Six of Cups is related to this energy of soulmate connections, past life connections. And the reason we say that, again, is because Cups energy, intuition, emotion, that energy. Okay, that's the Cups. Number 6 is on the Tree of Life, beauty. I always refer to that as being the recognition of the value of something. Also, that is why when we talk about the Six of Cups being about past energies, it's because even with the Lovers card as well, you know, I'll do a separate video on Lovers card. I could speak about that all day. It's linked to the Lovers as well. But this is why we talk about it as being a past life connections, or people from your past, because it's about looking back almost on those emotions and on those emotional experiences and on those emotional connections and on our intuitive emotional connections from the past. And it might be that some of us are afraid to recognize the depth of feelings with somebody, or it might be that some of us are afraid to take action because of what happened in your past. Something happened in my past for you, Pisces. Something happened in my past, and you know, I was hurt. So if I'm open and authentic and truthful, will I be hurt now? Will I be hurt again? Well, the thing is, people are so protective of themselves. People are like, oh my God, I don't want to get hurt. Everyone gets hurt. Everyone gets hurt. You've got to live, Pisces. If you're asking me based on these cards, we've not looked at this one yet though, have we? If you're asking me based on these cards, if I think you're going to get hurt, the answer is no. Because actually this is just you in your mind, and you're being defensive almost because of what's happened in the past. Or, as I said, it's related to someone from the past, and you are scared and afraid of how things might play out. But ultimately, as I said, remember what I said right at the beginning with the Seven of Cups, yeah? Remember what I said. It's as if you can't even rely on what we used to know because things are different now. You've incorporated the wisdom with number 6 of the lessons that you've been through, and the things that that just no longer serves you, they're just not needed. So you can't even recall that information anymore. So things have moved on. Things have moved on, Pisces. So you have to recognize. So let's hope that I was right in my prediction. If this is the Three of Swords, I'm turning camera off because I said that this is I see good things, didn't I? So ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my God! Yes! Yes! I love it. Yes, Tiny. We got it right. Come on, it's coming up. We can celebrate. Tiny wants to celebrate. Come on then. Come on. Oh no, he's staying down there just looking at me. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, 10 of Pentacles, Pisces. 10 of Pentacles. What do you reckon, Ty? What do you reckon? Tiny's been very serious about this. You've been very good assistant. He's been a very sensible assistant, isn't he? Aren't you, Journey? Okay, so, oh no, now you're just sitting on my knee. Right, so 10 of Pentacles. So, even without this, I was like, nah, man, it feels good. It feels really positive. Oh my gosh. It does feel really, really positive anyway, even without the 10 of Pentacles. It seems like some of you might be going back to somebody from the past, but even if it's not that, it's just you've had things happen in the past that were traumatic, experiences that were traumatic, maybe in a romantic sense, yeah. And that's the thing that has stopped you really from making the type of connections that you wanted to make. And this is what I'm trying to tell you right now. This week, you know, if you're watching this on the 18th, on the 19th, this week, it's about realizing that actually things have changed. Things have changed. Like, you're not the same that you used to be anymore. And actually, you can do the things that you want to do, that you're passionate about. You can go in the directions toward the people that you're passionate about. And you will be successful within that endeavour, my darling, okay? Maybe I've said too much about my own personal life here. There's not just a Pisces on go, you know. There's a few... Anyway, I can't wait to my holidays. Right, so 10 of Pentacles. So this is amazing, isn't it? This is the abundance card. Now, abundance in things that we have manifested. This is what this is. So it's like we've got the job, we've got the car, we've got the dog, we've got the girl or the boy, or the man or the woman, I should say. In fact, I do have young 13 to 17-year-olds watching this video, so, you know, girl or boy. I've got the confidence. You know, everything's working for you. Everything's working for you in that way. So for you, Pisces, if you do want to, as I said, behave in a different way now. So you don't usually approach people to ask them out, but this time you want to do that. Do it. You'll be successful. You know, there's someone from the past, Pisces. Yeah, I'm speaking to you. There's someone from the past, Pisces, that you're thinking, do you know what? I'm ready to be there at that, you know, I'll be that intimate and that open. I'm ready to be vulnerable with this person now. So do it, because you'll be successful, okay? This is really a card of success. That's what this card, and it's manifested success. Pentacles energy is about what we manifest in this world, i.e. what we can see. We dream it and then we will it into existence. This is the energy of Pentacles. So this is success. That's the success card. So whatever the... Look at him, he's just chilling. Whatever the thing that the person or the situation that you are trying to work out, because today it's Monday today, the 17th. Is it the 17th today when I'm filming? So today on Monday, you might be, oh baby. Today on Monday, you might be literally starting with these thoughts and these ideas. You might be thinking about this person, you know, or this situation that, you know, that you want to go back to, or that you want to heal from. You might be remembering, looking back to, you know, how you felt back then, and you know, who you want to be with now. And that confusion might be coming to you, but you don't really know what to do about it. But listen, what you're trying to do is you're trying to force yourself back in the box that you used to be in. You're trying to say, well, I feel like this, but I feel like this, but I'm still going to behave in the same way that I used to behave. Well, no, you're not actually, and you shouldn't actually, because actually it's leading you to success, Pisces. Okay, I love that reading. I loved it, Pisces. That was such a nice reading. Excuse me. If you enjoyed that reading, give me a thumbs up, my love. You better have to. You got 10 of Pentacles. Oh, thank you so much, my darlings. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm going to be putting up quite a few different videos staggered over the next couple of weeks before the end of the year, so you can watch them. You'll get notifications if you click the bell as well, okay? And share this if you know any Pisces, okay? And you think they need to see this, then share it with them on your social media. And obviously, please try to comment, and I will try my best to reply to the comments. I've been so busy, as you can imagine, in December, that I haven't had much time to reply, but I will endeavour to over the Christmas period, my darlings, as well, okay? And if you would like to, you can also follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram and Facebook. Key Wisdom Tarot. Okay, my darlings, thank you so much for being here, Pisces. I wish you lots of love and lots of merriment over the Christmas period. Have a wonderful end to 2018, and I will see you all again soon with your 2019 little extras. Okay, my darlings, take care. Bye.